seeing right now ends up being more persistent, that we don't really see much of a snapback in the fourth quarter as Delta fades, that this is more about payback and demand from last year's overconsumption binge. And that's the part we're leaning towards. So that's a long answer to your question, but we're leaning towards that sort of continued slowdown being a little bit worse. And the reason why is not because of the virus and Delta, but because we just overshot on the upside so much.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be going over Sprt, Bbig, as well as some other momentum plays and what to watch for this week in the market. So we do have a ton of Fed events coming up. I'm a bit bearish this week and in the coming weeks. So we have CPI data on Tuesday. Usually we dip before this comes out, and then we'll see how it goes Tuesday. This will really depict the direction of the market. And then we have retail sales on Thursday, as well as consumer sentiment and expectation reports on Friday. 9/17 is also quad witching, and then 9/22 is the FOMC, which we'll find out more about tapering or delaying. A lot of people think we're going to be delayed until November now. Now let's get into QQQ, SPY, and IWM, and what's going to happen to those, and then we'll finally get into the meme stocks. All right, first up is QQQ. As you can see, we have a tweezer pattern. So a tweezer's topping pattern occurs when the highs of two candlesticks occur at almost exactly the same level. Following in advance, a tweezer's bottom occurs when two candles back-to-back occur with very similar lows. Tweezers are more meaningful as part of other trends, especially pullbacks. QQQ, very bearish, 65% put flow. Looking over at SPY, and this is a pretty cool chart someone in the Discord posted. Basically, it looks like around every 19th of the month, SPY dips hard. 50-50 bullish to bearish flow right now, but I could definitely see this one coming down quite a bit. So watching SPY, as we know, a lot of Fed are selling their stocks before these events right now, ahead of what's to come. So that kind of gives us a bit of a hint. And then IWM, pretty much just in this channel right now, not doing much. I'd say IWM will definitely pull back with SPY and QQQ pulling back. We're just going to have some overall red days, but I am bullish on small caps running towards the end of the year because that's where the best deals are, at least in my opinion. So I did swing puts over the weekend. I notified everyone in the Discord and the Patreon. Small account challenge is in some SPY put spreads, and then my other accounts, I just have some regular puts. So we have all these events coming up. I do expect more blood. And here's a small account, started with 300. We're at 335 right now, just trying to grow this little challenge account. So come join us in the Discord if you want to be a part of this. All right, first up is Sprt, and we saw us sell the news on Friday after their vote went through. And if it goes through, it'd be bullish. And if it doesn't, well, you can likely expect this thing to tank. So, even if it goes through, you could see some selling the news, which is why I would say be careful, set some stop losses, protect yourself on plays like this that are highly volatile. Nobody wants to lose money. Just a lot of selling pressure. Shorts definitely won that round. And this could revisit the teens again. So I would say, it could easily see 18 to 19. And then my last resort for this one would probably be around 14.50. That's where I, could potentially go. But that would be a great risk reward with how much short interest is still in this play. And there's a gap to fill above. A lot of people are paying attention to this one. As of Friday's close, 89% short interest. Cost to borrow. Annualized interest rate is 332%. Utilization out of available shares to short is 96.71%. So basically, all the ingredients are there for a huge short squeeze. You just need volume and people to buy up these shares, and we could get that. But call flow 61%, put flow 39%. We'll see how this goes. If the overall market is selling off, this could definitely sell off a little bit. However, I have seen meme stocks run when the overall market's selling off, which is quite interesting. So we'll see how it goes. Second up is Bbig. This one sold off on Friday quite a bit. 52% call flow, 48% put flow. The chart, here's what I kind of see playing out. It's holding this pretty well. It's bounced on that 9.5 line before. Couldn't break through that resistance, sold off again. So I could see this coming back down to 9.5. And hopefully we bounce and try for a third time to break through, 1150 and ultimately head higher. So I do see a bounce coming. I still like this play a lot. Short interest has risen over 300% since Ortex signaled it. That's from their Twitter. Short interest 33.79%, utilization 99.87%. looking bearish on the MACD, bit oversold, and we do have a ton of dates coming up. I keep mentioning that. I don't think BBIG is done yet, so definitely on my watch list. Third up is Skills. I don't talk about this one too much, but I actually do think Skills is a pretty decent company. And if I remember correctly, ARK Invest does own them as well, unless they sold out of it. But this one could go in the coming weeks. I'm not saying this week, but falling wedge pattern, a breakout of this would be very bullish. Short interest, 25.47%. Cost to borrow is 15.71. Ideally, want that a little bit higher. And utilization, 100%. This is from Ortex up here. Then we have 68% call flow, and here's the open interest on all of the contracts. So pretty decent open interest for 917. Then you have 1015, 75,000. But most of the open interest is here in December. So just keep Skills on watch. I think it's at a pretty good buy zone. The lowest we recently saw this go was, I believe, $10. So it went pretty low. Currently sitting around 11. Still good risk to reward with how high this has been before. So I'm keeping this one on watch. I may just add shares or far out call options. Getting on to ATER. This one's been going crazy the last couple of weeks, but ultimately I see this one kind of just chopping around in this channel for a little bit. Could be sideways and eventually fill this gap above. We talk about gaps a lot on this channel, and here's a successful gap fill. So the gap down happened, kind of, rounded up. It took a little while, but ultimately filled that gap and broke out. Now we're looking for this one to head over $12 and eventually make its way to fill this small gap at $19 or $20. So we'll see how that one goes. 61% call flow. Short interest is 68.18% estimated. Free float utilization 95.18%. And according to Fintel short squeeze list, this is number 3 on there. So ATER, one that I'm keeping on watch, but not one that I've ever traded before. All right, and last up is AMC. So this one actually did very well last week, closed above $50. I could definitely see 55 to 60 in the coming weeks. The overall move we all know is going to be big. It's just a matter of when it happens, not if it happens. This has an army behind it, a lot of people holding AMC, and the AMC short interest is the highest estimated short interest since May 10th. Utilization is at 92.4%. Forming a cup, so we'll see if we form the handle and come down and fill this gap. I'll show you on the 15-minute where the gap is in a second. Could form the cup and handle and then break out later on. So AMC is one that everyone is watching and just waiting for that big squeeze to happen. So here's the gap that I'm talking about, and that gap is around $44 to $45, so about a $1 gap. Could come see this, if the overall market's bearish and they push AMC back down, it could come fill this gap below. And then below that, it could head all the way back down to 42.50, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. We'll see. I think those are great areas to add AMC for the long-term game here. The put flow is pretty high right now, so AMC, we'll see if it sells off again and heads back into the 40s. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and the quick updates. Let me know what you guys are watching in the comment section below. Feel free to check out the free Discord and the Patreon, and have a good one.